All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Devin Smith PS4 Sports League Network live on YouTube, PS4 live stream Joe Price Facebook. Today we're starting our new season, Season 12 NFL Madden League 2018. I'm on Coach Big Kurt Laurie Green. I'm going to be coaching Philadelphia Eagles. We're taking on Atlanta Falcons, and this is our opener. Week 1. If anybody want to join any leagues, friend me on my PSN at Joe Price 834. Friend me on Facebook under the name Joe Price. Or friend me on my YouTube page, Devin Smith. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the bell so you could be notified for new content. Also, check out my Facebook page, Joe Price Hall of Fame, which is an exclusive championship Facebook page that has playoff championship content from the past and the current.
Time to finally raise a Super Bowl banner in Philadelphia. I'm the coach, and this is the return of the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight, we kick off the new season with the return of Carson Wentz, ready to go in Week 1 as the Super Bowl champion Eagles take on the new $100 million man, Matt Ryan, and the Atlanta Falcons. I'll be back at halftime with a look ahead to the weekend. But for now, let's get to Philly and say hello for the first time to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly as they get ready to match up with the Atlanta Falcons. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. And I don't think from what we saw down on the field before the game there's any doubt they're ready to roll.
They pass the eye test, don't they? This team looks fired up and ready to play.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
The exhibition season is over. It's time to play for real as the 2018 NFL season is underway. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by a man in his 11th year now at the helm of the Falcons, the 2016 NFL MVP, Matt Ryan.
What a season Matt Ryan had in 2016 where he led the NFL in so many different categories as a quarterback. Numbers dropped in 2017, but the team still qualified for the playoffs, took down the higher-seeded Rams in L.A. before losing a tough one in Philadelphia. To the eventual Super Bowl champions, Matt Ryan. He makes them go in Atlanta.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it. Across the 40-yard line. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Here now the offensive starters for Atlanta.
4 straight seasons of 1,000 yards for Julio Jones as wide receiver. One of the strongest receivers in the league. Runs over defensive backs, but also thinks his way through the game. Really knows how to collaborate with his quarterback, Matt Ryan.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Freeman. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. And the defense now for the Eagles.
Jordan Hicks battled a lot of injuries while at the University of Texas, but his last season there played up to the potential they saw when he was coming out of high school. Well over 100 tackles, ranged from sideline to sideline, could also drop into pass coverage, and now uses his intelligence to run the entire Philadelphia Eagles defense from the middle linebacker position.
And the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd.
Thinking pass all the way.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter 1 of the new year. We'll be back. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Freeman again. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Nigel Bradham brings him down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
Ryan. And that one incomplete. Had some position, but couldn't hold on. It brings up 4th down.
Good D.
But one thing's for sure, when you've got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. So a field goal try here on 4th down as the Falcons call on Matt Bryant. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And Bryant's kick is good. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. Look who is trotting out there to take the snaps. It's the much-anticipated return of the quarterback, Carson Wentz.
And what a season Carson Wentz was having in 2017 after a rookie season that was a little bit up and down, as you might expect. He was having an MVP caliber year. 33 touchdown passes at the time of his injury. Had his team at 11-2, riding high. Everyone thought that might be it for the Eagles. There goes their dream of winning a Super Bowl. Instead, Nick Foles comes in, team rallies, saves the day, and they end up winning the Super Bowl anyway. But Carson Wentz had a big hand in getting him in that position.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll set them back 5.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Throwing is Wentz. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Pass interference. Defense.
That's right. Good call, ref.
A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And incomplete to open things up. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. Wentz. Jeffrey breaking the tackle. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Touchdown.
Let's go. Let's go, Billy.
Alshon Jeffrey. 63 yards. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. And correct me if I'm wrong. That was just a simple fly
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
Elliott now to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. Pushing through the contact. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Falcons offense, Charles, heading back out there, coming off a 10-6 season, made the playoffs again. But coming off the previous season when they blew that Super Bowl to the Patriots, I think a lot of folks were expecting more in 2017. So now turn the page. What can we expect this year?
They want to return to explosiveness on offense. I mean, that's what they've got to get to. You mentioned 2016. They rolled up points like crazy. Absolutely obliterated people on the offensive side of the ball. They want to get back to that. Get Julio Jones, get him sprung free again. They drafted Calvin Ridley out of Alabama to help with that. All right, they can run the football, obviously, with Devontae Freeman. On the defensive side, the mantra is speed, speed, speed. And they want to get Vic Beasley back chasing the quarterback where he led the league in sacks 2 seasons ago.
On the counter, Devontae Freeman. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
There's no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense heading out. You know, last year at this time, Charles, we said this was a franchise that's kind of been in neutral for a while. They're not neutral anymore. Defending Super Bowl champs. What do you think, favorites again?
I think so, because this team has few holes, if any. Look, your quarterback, Carson Wentz, gets hurt before the season's over. His backup, Nick Foles, wins Super Bowl MVP. Wentz probably would have won the regular season if he finished out the year. Offensive line, one of the best in the game. Passing game keeps getting better. Multiple runners who can run it and catch it. Flip it over to defense. Tremendous defensive front. They can just swarm and get after you. Great coordinator, very creative. The big thing for them, they have to take everyone's best shot week in and week out during the season.
And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They'll run again with Clement. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Grady Jarrett with the tackle. On the carry, here's Clement. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
And, partner, in a lot of short yardage situations, you'll see the linebackers step up into the gaps, what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, to make sure they take away all spaces, all creases. That one worked really well for them.
Now only needed a yard, instead went backwards. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Ryan now off the bootleg. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Jordan Hicks in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you. You change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Looking deep downfield. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby.
Let's get him feeling. That's what I'm talking about, man. What a pick. Let's go, Eagles. Yes. Putting pressure on Matt Ryan. Coming up with the picks we need.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. On second down, here's Wentz. He's going to rifle one deep left side. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
So out come the Falcons now. After the interception, here's Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And that's the connection, Ryan to Jones, that this defense obviously has to key in on.
Certainly feels like they got the party started with that one, doesn't it? And when those two get in sync, it just scares the heck out of defenses because he can hit Julio Jones in a short zone, and he can take it the whole way.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
On second down, here's Ryan. Going for the deep ball. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
Jay Ajayi works his way back onto the field. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
A reminder coming up at halftime, it's the debut of the coach, Jonathan Coachman, with us this year. Glad to have him, and we will look ahead to all the action coming up this weekend at intermission, as well as look back on this first half.
Come on now, come on now, let's go. There we go.
Wentz to throw on second down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Solid coverage on the play by Devondre Campbell.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
And that is incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys are always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. Well, on defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again on offense, we get a peek at Julio Jones now. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. 43 yards. On first down, Ryan. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On second down, Ryan. And his throw here's incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. And it's third and short.
Basically, you're not going to outwork two guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And Bryant's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. This will be taken about the 12. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you can kind of circle a guy around and here he goes? No more. You have to start close to the ball, and when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go, so you can't build up your speed that way. Also, when you're returning it, remember those wedges that we used to say where guys would form together, 2 or 3 guys? No more of those. So it'd be a lot more man-on-man, one-on-one blocking. And also they have rules about where people have to be when the ball's kicked, where they have to be when the ball's caught. So to me, it's much more like a punt return than it is an actual kickoff return. So I'm eager to see if teams now take their punt returners, those nifty guys who make people miss in the open field, and make them the kickoff returners as well, because I think you can still get big plays in this area if you have the right people back there.
On first down, Wentz binds, and can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now Wentz throwing on second down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. On third and long, it's Wentz. Dancing to his left. They went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth. Now to try the Eagle field goal, Jake Elliott. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt.
Let's go, Philly.
Good
What
set,
a
good
kick.
hold, and
What a
right
field
down the
goal.
middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You
All
mean
right.
like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
After the field goal,
I'm the
here's
Eagles.
Elliott to kick
I'm
it
the
away.
Eagles.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener, as we'll check in for the first time with the newest member of our Madden family. It's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Looking forward to joining the crew this year. We'll get back to you guys in Philly in just a moment, but first, let's look ahead to opening weekend right here in 2018. One of the best of the early games, we'll highlight it there. The Giants in for a stern test at home at MetLife Stadium as they'll square off against the Jacksonville Jaguars. As for the 4 o'clock games, some good ones there as well. One being in Charlotte, where it'll be the Panthers taking on the Dallas Cowboys. And finally on Monday night, a doubleheader to start the new year. The Jets and Lions in Matt Patricia's debut, followed by Rams Raiders in the return of John Gruden to Oakland. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. This is Clement, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. Now Wentz on third down. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
That would be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. Take it at the 37. The Falcons offense, it's their first possession of the second half now. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because that's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Fletcher Cox breaking through to get him for a loss of 7.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Third and long. It's Ryan. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot. Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without the...
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Tech McKinley bringing the pressure again, and that is his third sack here tonight. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
And following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Wentz. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Terrell McClain in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That sacks on back-to-back plays. Throwing now is Wentz. Steps away to his left. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it's a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they can hold him.
17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Flushed out right. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
For so many years, I was convinced it was a myth, because you always hear about the smaller running back. Oh, he gets lost, you can't find him, and sometimes that's part of his genius. But it's true. You get the offensive lineman, the defensive line guys trying to find him, trying to peek around people to see him, and he gets lost. But this guy gets lost in a good way for his offense, picking up big yardage.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the fourth. Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early.
False start, offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
21.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Chris Long able to drop it for a loss of 12, and it'll be 4th down. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent.
Let's go, Philly.
One of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Coming up big from the corner. All right, my man Chris Long. Let's go, Philly.
Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. Oh, it's a wobbler here. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Let's go. We're good.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw, it's Wentz. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Goddard. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Throwing on first is Wentz. The 20. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. Into the red zone. Wentz. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Vic Beasley. In there to get him the 6th time they've sacked him tonight. Now a play fake. Wentz. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
And Jeffrey's got it.
Touchdown! Let's go!
Jeffrey,
touchdown! Let's go!
Jeffrey.
That's what I'm talking about. Coming up big and open. Coming alive. You should have did this in the preseason. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go distributors.
But that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Elliott now to add the extra point. Elliott good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Elliott now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Derek Barnett in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
On these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Ryan. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
He's airing it out for Sanu, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Here's Ryan. Going up top. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Wentz now to throw. This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles.
Let's go. Sean Jeffrey, 3 TDs. Let's go, Philly. This is how we set it off, season 12.
I think all
That's
teams
what I'm
probably
talking
like
about.
seeing that schedule for the first time. Look at week one. Oh, good. We're at home. This is
Sean
why you want to
Jeffrey.
be
Let's go,
home in week
Eagles.
one. They're looking sharp.
Look at this
And I
play.
agree with you totally. That's what you want, but there carries a little extra pressure with that as well, because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, two sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead is up to 18 now. A nice, tiny little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Throw left side complete. That's Hardy. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there, a 22. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now a play fake here on 1st down. The left side completion to Jones. And he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. And oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
That was a terrific catch. I mean, to go up there and get it one-handed like that, but I almost want to go into that riff about back in my day, the gloves weren't quite like this.
When did gloves really become prevalent, just in general?
I think in the 80s. I think as we started to move through the 80s, especially as we got towards the latter part of that. But a lot of those were really like baseball batting gloves to begin with not much of a tacky area on the glove. In fact, there was none. I actually remember in cold weather games wearing the old scuba gloves, which you'd wear in diving, but they would split too easily in the course of a game. Then the glove manufacturers got smart.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Chris Long in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight. Now Ryan on 2nd down. And this is caught at the 8. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Austin Hooper, 27 yards. And the Falcons cut into that lead.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. Bryant
Giants extra point up and good. And that makes it 24-13. That time a 6-play drive. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Eagles hands team able to cover it up.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the 4th.
No, not at all, and they're trying to get something going after one there, but you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
Let's go.
Oh, look at this. Wentz going to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And on the ground they go with the running back. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10. Now Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. And that will be incomplete. Looked like it might have been intercepted, but he's out of bounds. And a good thing, too, probably. That would have cost him yardage. And now they'll get the ball back on the turnover on downs. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. From the shotgun, Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Here we go. It's Ryan on 4th down. And he's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. And they're down to 17 seconds now here after the spike. And they don't get the reception. Incomplete. So now they're down to 17 seconds remaining. Again, Ryan. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 38, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possession possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Wentz to throw. Going to look deep for Jeffrey. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Wentz again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's incomplete. Still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game, also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this one. Everyone was excited that football was back.
And it's just special. You could just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long anticipating it, and then we got here and we saw a game, the first game of the year. Let's keep going.
So for Philadelphia, they begin the new campaign with a victory here in front of the home crowd in the Thursday opener. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.